But the Blue Jays signed Chad Green,
Mhm.
longtime New York Yankee, so you've definitely seen him a lot. We've seen him a lot in the AL East. And he goes over to the good side, dark side, however you want to say it. But he's coming over to play for Toronto. My thoughts here, obviously, Jordan Romano is your closer. There's no doubt about
Yep.
that. Chad Green wasn't coming in to be the closer. But what does this do to the Blue Jays pen? Does it strengthen it? Where does he fit in this one? And what do you think about the signing?
Yeah, I mean, right now he doesn't fit anywhere, right? He won't be back till probably mid-season, maybe June-ish, beginning of June, maybe, if we're lucky, best case scenario. So right now he doesn't fit anywhere. What this actually does, it's a move for the end of the season. So just picture this, okay? The Toronto Blue Jays are in the heat of a pennant race. Mid-June, late June, whatever it is, they add a Chad Green to their bullpen, and they didn't have to give anything up in a trade or anything like that. This has the potential to be massive, right? Because Chad Green is a strikeout pitcher extraordinaire, and he's exactly what a competitive team wants in high leverage situations. And you're right, it's not about saves. It's just about, let's get some high leverage arms in here, as many as we can get. And I think that's what they get here. And depending on whether or not they like what they see, they get to control keeping him long term, which is the real kind of gem of this whole deal, right? Is that, if he does well in those final months, they can pick up an option and keep him around for as many as 4 years. If they decline, he still has an option to get them on the hook for another year. And if that doesn't work out, they still have another option. The Blue Jays have another kick at the can to try and keep him long term. And this is one of the most creative contracts I have ever seen. My favorite being Bobby Bonilla's, of course. But this one has the potential to be a massive haul for both sides, I think. And that's what you love to see. You love to see it. Both sides are taking on risk. But you love to see both sides sharing that risk and potentially benefiting hugely from it.
What I really like about signings like this, especially, unfortunately he's injured right now, but that in June you're going to get potentially a guy that we've seen be an all-star, BB, a top-end reliever in this league for many years. You talk about it, you're really getting a guy at the trade deadline-ish without making a move. Mm-hmm. But they're going to have to make some sort of move because right now he's not currently on the 40-man roster. What I like about these kind of moves for contenders is because this is going to make some sort of move for the Blue Jays at some point in time, because they're going to have to release somebody off their 40-man DFA something, but it could jumpstart a potential under the radar trade to not only bring Chad Green on the 40-man, but also bring somebody else in there. Could make them jumpstart, could make them do it before everybody else. If they really feel good about this squad this year, the Toronto Blue Jays, they could maybe pounce early before the trade deadline because they have to get Chad Green on that 40-man, things like that. Could be a guy that's potentially fringe and send him somewhere else. I always love these kind of moments because you've seen that time and time again with guys who are injured, and then you bring them back and they get traded, and that guy that you traded for actually becomes better than the guy you activated on the 40-man. Not saying they're going to do that, but I always find that quite interesting.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that bullpen arms are volatile, I think, is a good way to describe it, right? So you never know one year to the next if you're going to get that consistency. And so there could be somebody in Toronto's bullpen right now who fits into that category and either gets hurt for, an extended period of time or, gets themselves sent down. So there's a lot of ways this could work out. But what it does is it gives them Chad Green right now, and then they can sort out where he fits. They've got that time, right? That's 6 months or so to figure that out and to let the chips fall where they may. It's a good deal.
Yeah, he's only had 15 innings in 2022, only faced 60-something batters because of the injury. But in 2021, 83 innings pitched, 99 strikeouts in those 83 innings. I mean, when you're getting over a strikeout per inning and in the bullpen, you're doing exactly what you need to do. This guy still has it. I know that the Yankees, even though that they probably couldn't protect him. That's probably why he didn't get re-signed, or they just had to go in a different direction. He's only 31. It feels like he's a lot older than that because he's been in the league for so long. I don't know. I feel like that a lot about Yankees because you just hear a lot more about the Yankees than everybody else in the league. So maybe that's the reason. But it seems like we've heard about Chad Green a lot more than him being just only 31, potentially 32 when we see him again on an MLB field. But career 8.1 career WAR, of 3.17 ERA. I know ERA is not a huge deal to look at for relievers. That strikeout to inning ratio, though, that's huge. And if you're over
Mhm.
one, especially in your most recent full season, I'm not worried at all. I think he's going to come back very strong, son.
Yeah. Yeah, Tommy John isn't what it used to be. This isn't 20 years ago where you never knew if how somebody would bounce back. I think they've got that whole thing sorted out. I'm no doctor, but it's not the big question mark that it used to be.
Yeah. Talking about a 10.6 K through 9 in 2021. Count me in when he is ready to come back in June. It's going to be a nice birthday present, or just a nice present. It's not your birthday, but nice present in June.